This is how they're going to define reality. That's not what you said. How you going to tell me what I said? No, seriously. In your brain, hence the reason when I preach my sermons, I preach them out loud. You first have to think it, then you say it, and when you say it, you hear it, so it goes in your head 3 times. And you're going to tell me what I said? Let's go another one. That's not what you did. See, it's okay, because some of the stuff is comical, but what makes it comical is because you heard it before. But to you, it's just, oh, that's all good. It's a form of abuse, I'm telling you, folk. Somebody defining your reality. Let's go to another one. That's not what happened. I was there too. You gonna tell me that's not what happened? But I was there. Instead of saying it's not what happened, that's not how I saw it. You see the difference? Let's go another one. That's not what you saw. Defining reality. Let's go to another one. That's not what you felt. Nobody can tell you what you felt. But you. And what we have is individuals in relationships who tell people what they saw, what they did, how it happened, and how you're supposed to feel. You don't tell me how to feel. You deal with my feelings. Let me get rolling through this thing. Let's go another one. We talk about defining reality. Isn't it eye-opening, church? Simple stuff. By defining their partner's reality, the abuser is righteously proclaiming that they know more about their partner's experience than they do themselves. And the implication there is, I'm smarter than you. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're so dumb that you don't even know how to feel. Controlling by defining reality. Let's go to the others. Verbal abusers control, confuse, and throw their parties off balance by doing these several things. I think it's these 3 things. Reality warping. I know I said it, but it's not true. Let's go another one. Let's go another one. Demanding agreement. What I say is so. That also goes to spiritual abuse. There are some men who say, I'm the priest of the home, and you ought to do whatever I say do. And the last time I checked, it says, yes, the man is head over the woman, but husbands, love your wife, even as Christ loved the church. And so my measuring stick is not the fact that I'm a man, but the measuring stick for you doing what I say is if I love you like Jesus. And Jesus isn't arbitrary. And there are moments when God is. Isn't that true? The Sabbath, I'm going to tell you this right now, is one of those arbitrary commands. You can't break down why Saturday is supposed to be the Sabbath. It rains on Saturday just like it does on Sunday, doesn't it? People die on Sabbath just like they do on Sunday. The one reason I have for keeping the Sabbath is because he said so. And there are some moments in life where God just says, do it. Why? Because I said so. But because I seen how much he loves me. Are you hearing me? Easy for me to say, oh, God just said it, because I know you'd never ask me to do something that would be not in my best interest. And men, we've got to show your spouse how much you love, so when you can't explain it, when you can't give a good rationale, they'll say, baby, you love me so much, I trust you, let's go and do it. But that is a right that is earned, not given. Another way of controlling by defining reality. Man, I know I'm hard on us. Let me tell you, the first thing that Jesus is going to ask when you get to heaven, where your family? Defining the truth. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. Do you see how hurtful these words are? And the small implications behind them. Let's go on to the next one. I'm looking at my time now. I know we've been getting out the last few weeks at about 2:15 and whatnot. And if anyone has to go, you know I totally understand. Controlling by making the abused responsible. I did it because of you. Your fault. You made me do it. Sometimes we blame the devil too, don't we? Now let me tell you, he is responsible. Because Paul said, it's no longer I that do it, Romans chapter 7, but sin that dwelleth in me. But you know what our problem is? Yeah, the devil did it. Why'd you let him in to do it? I did it because of what happened. See, I yelled at you because you did this. Or because you didn't do that. Let's go another one. I said it because you made me mad. Nope. Nobody makes you mad. Nobody makes you happy. Those two things are a choice. I need you to hear me very carefully for a moment. Happiness in your relationship, in your family, is a choice. Are you listening to me? It's a choice. You being mad at somebody is a choice. Nobody made you do anything. Because nobody has that much control over you. Here's how I know. Not even God controls you like that. Because he gave you the power to choose. Let's go to a few more. I said it because of what had happened. Did it because of what had happened. Said it because of what had happened. Let's go to another one. Controlling by assigning status. This one got me. This one blew my mind. Putting them down. Self-explanatory, isn't it? May in time lead the abused to doubt their competency and what they do best. But here's another one. Here's another one. Because to me, that's self-explanatory. Putting someone down. No, you don't do that. But look at this other one. By the way, these were taken from an excellent book I've read, Verbal Abuse Survivors Speak Out on Relationship and Recovery. So this is hundreds and hundreds of women giving their experiences and the psychologists being able to break it down and compartmentalize it just like we're looking at today. Now, I'll give you, if you want, the author later. Putting them up, commending the abused. Oh, the devil's so serious. Commending the abused may lead them to believe that they are only fit to do certain things. See, just because you say it's right to do doesn't mean it's not abuse. Let's see some examples of this. Putting down, you are a lousy mother or father and the worst driver ever. Putting somebody down. Let's go to the next one, putting them up. You are the expert at changing diapers. No, you're good at that. That's what you're good at. But watch what happens here when we do that. This putting up, putting down, like I said, is pretty self-explanatory. But look what happens when we put people up. Survivors write about the consequences to their self-esteem by being told what they do well is what they do worse, or vice versa. Can you imagine if you were always being told that what you do the best is what you do the worst, and the things that you don't like to do, those are the things that the abuse says you do well, and because now you are going through an identity crisis, you focus on the things you don't do well as opposed to the things you do well. Yeah, I know I can change diapers, but maybe I'm better at doing the oil. Are you hearing me, church? Putting up. Categories of verbal abuse. I think we've got about 11 of those, and then we're going to wind this thing up. We're going to wind this thing up. Countering. The abuser is saying, I can think for both of us. What you think is wrong and what I think is right. Maybe, but let's find out. And let me tell you something very, very serious for a moment, folk. And I want somebody to challenge me if you can. Talk to me afterwards. The most difficult person to save is someone who thinks they're always right. Because then, if they're always right, what need do I have for Jesus to fix me?